So this is my review for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 12. Now if you have not seen this episode, I cannot stress it enough that this is going to be a full spoiler review. So if you've not seen the episode and you don't want to get anything spoiled for you, do not watch this review. But also, when you come back after you see the episode, make sure you come back and actually hear this review. So anyways, with all that said, episode, it kind of kicks off and we see a lot of people killing a shit ton of walkers. We see the Barrington house burning down to flames, and we see Ezekiel running to look for the kids, and he finds Mo and he can't find Judith. We see Judith actually killing walkers, and then all of a sudden the walker hits the floor. He's about to stab it in the head, and then she realizes it's actually a person, and she kind of freezes. She freezes for a moment, but the guy eventually just dies from his wounds from fighting her, which makes this Judith's second person she has killed, because of course the first person she killed was Lori, which does count. And then we see the horde moving closer. We see that Magma's actually there. I was thinking, okay, no, she does not look like a walker whatsoever, but she looked absolutely wrecked. So Magma, we know that she has survived. We hear her story about how she survived later on the episode, and I'll touch more on it later on in the review. But we don't see Connie with her, and we don't find out anything what happened to Connie within this episode. So we still don't know where Connie's fate is going to air. I imagine she is 100% safe. I would be shocked if she actually died, but we haven't got any confirmation yet if she has survived. And we see a conversation between Negan and Alpha says to Negan, go off there, find some more walkers for our herd to make our herd even bigger. He goes off and he's trying to get them to follow him. He stands there, he expects them to follow him, he goes the opposite way, and then when he turns around to get the walker to make him follow a different direction, the walker goes a different direction, so he goes, the hell with this. And he kills the walker, and then he sees Lydia in the corner, so he makes his way over to Lydia. He accidentally then runs into Aaron, who has an unconscious Luke on the floor, and Aaron's like, give me one reason why I shouldn't kill you. And I was expecting something interesting to happen there, but then 4 walkers show up. They come near Aaron and Luke because Negan's got his Whisperer mask on, so they don't notice him. And that was it. I was expecting that scene to be a lot more interesting than it actually was, because it was probably about a minute max, probably not even, probably about 30 seconds. There was really nothing really interesting or massive in that scene. I was just kind of expecting a bit more in that whole scene, but then Negan does find Lydia. He kind of chokeholds her and she kind of goes unconscious, which we'll pick up later on. We'll pick up more with that later on in the episode. But then we also see Gamma is with Alden, the baby, I think his name is Adam, and Kelly. And the baby's crying and crying, and Alden just won't give up the kid. And Gamma's like, here, just give it to me, I know what to do. And then he gets the baby to stop crying. They're walking, and then they run into a lot of walkers. And then they put Alden, Adam, and Kelly sit in front of a car, and Gamma goes out there. She's luring the walkers away, and she kills them all. She's like, grand. She kills them all. Okay, grand. I was thinking to myself, Gamma is going to be a character. I'm actually interested to see where her story goes. I'm liking her character. All of a sudden, Beta comes out of nowhere and stabs her in the chest, and I was like, crap, okay, there goes a character I was actually enjoying seeing what was going to happen. So she stabs him, and he's talking to her, and then she rips off probably about that much of it. Like, his mask is still intact, but she rips off a good bit of his mask, so you can actually tell who it is under the mask. And he gets annoyed by this, and he stabs her, and he kind of just slits her entire throat, or try her stomach open. And then some whisperers stand there. It's like, oh my god, it's you. I knew I recognized your voice, but it's you. And then Beta kills him, and I was like, okay, so clearly Beta is going to be a celebrity in this kind of world, but I don't imagine he's going to be remember he was a basketball player in the comics. I don't think Beta is going to be a basketball player in the Walking Dead TV series. I think that Easter egg in Fear the Walking Dead that he's a country music star, I imagine that's what it's going to be. I'd be shocked if they followed the same road as the basketball player, but I like the way they had that small moment that someone realized who Beta was, and he just kind of killed him. And then he's waiting for Gamma to come back alive. He's sitting there waiting. As soon as she comes back alive, she stands up, and then Alden shoots an arrow straight in her head, and Beta just sprints off. He's for a big guy, he's pretty fast and really good at running off. And then we find that Yumiko, Magma, Carol, and Eugene have all kind of got out of there together. Magma and Yumiko are sitting down, they're talking. Magma's explaining everything to Yumiko, how her and Connie were getting it there together. They were holding hands, and all of a sudden walkers just got in between them. They were separated. They lost track of each other, and she couldn't find them. And she tried everything, but she just could not find her. And then Carol saying, we should move on, we should go. And Yumiko gets up and like, maybe we should give her the night to rest. Maybe we should do all this. And Carol's like, no, we gotta keep going. And then Yumiko and her have a kind of a bit of a fight, and Yumiko punches her straight in the face, and then it kind of ends that way. Carol goes off. She's sitting on a log, and all of a sudden a walker comes up, and she's kind of just staring at the walker. And for a split second, I was thinking, okay, is Carol gonna do her comic book death? I was thinking very strongly, is she going to do it? Because I thought, okay, we already lost Gamma in this episode. Maybe Carol, but I was thinking, no, Carol, she's not going to die. They're not going to kill Carol. But that idea did come into my head. The kind of idea of that maybe she might give herself her comic book death, but no, she just stabs it in the head, and that's the end of that. Eugene comes up, she's checking on them, they're talking back and forth, and kind of confirmation that even though everything that did happen with the hilltop, Eugene is still going to go and find Stephanie, which I'm really, really excited for that storyline. I don't think it's going to be the same as the comic books, because they do seem a lot closer than how they did seem in the comic book series. It seems they're really close, that they were both able to see that satellite, so I can't imagine they're like Ohio. So I'm really interested to see if it is Commonwealth or if it's a different community. I don't really know how that is going to play out. And then Carol finds Lydia's staff, and she doesn't go looking for anything, but that just kind of lets us know that, okay, Negan did not take her in like a less stressful manner. He had to kind of drag her out of there. And we see that Earl is actually the one to save the kids, not the king. And then we see Earl actually got bit. She got bit right here, and he's kind of setting himself up. All the kids, he made sure they were all safe, gave them all water, and he goes into a room. He puts the table on the side, and he knocks, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a massive screw into the table, and he's leaning over, so he feels once that he dies, his head's going to go fall smack down on it and kill it. And then of course he does die. He does fall on it after having a nice moment with Judith, saying that he needs Judith to be strong, he needs Judith to protect them all. After having that moment, then he does die. Well, I seen him, and he was lying there like dead, and I thought, okay, that doesn't look like that killed him. He doesn't look like that actually did enough damage. But of course, because Judith was the one that found him, she's never seen someone she's known before turn into a walker. He actually didn't actually kill himself, and Judith actually has to put him down. And then the king actually is discovered underneath all this scrap metal by Jerry and Daryl, who were going to the meeting point hoping that the king would be there with all the kids, but they weren't there. So they go off, they find Ezekiel, and they make their way back to this hut, and all the kids come rushing out except Judith. But we didn't know Judith put them down at the stage. I was thinking, okay, there's no way anything happens to Judith, but why is she not coming out? And Daryl goes in, and we see that she's just on the ground. You can tell that what she did has really affected her. It's not something she'd ever thought she'd have to do, because she's never really seen walkers as people before. She would never have known someone that turned, so the fact that she had to see that firsthand, being her first person to turn into it, it's something that is going to take a bit of a toll on her. So then Daryl, he just sits down and she cuddles into him, and just all these Daryl Judith moments I absolutely love. Just know that is Rick's kid. I love all the moments that the two of them have together, and I'm really interested now to see how Judith might change after having that scenario play out. And then the final bit of the episode, Negan has let Alpha know, I've found Lydia, and he starts to bring her somewhere. And as they're going about, they're having a conversation. It feels to me like Negan was trying to see, is there anything redeemable about this woman? And she's revealing, like, no, it's it's Lydia's destiny to die in this point. So he's going, okay, there's just nothing good about this woman. There's nothing I can actually save in this woman. He even talks about his wife Lucille and going through chemo and everything, and the bald head and everything. He's going about, he's just trying to get any emotion out of her. And he says that when she died, I had no emotion. Everything was gone out of me. And he goes, but you still have your emotion. You're just pretending like you don't. And it goes on a good bit, and then they kiss, and then we see, as this is all playing out, we see Lydia inside the hut, not screaming, but she's panicking, trying to get her hands on cuffs. She gets out. The minute she goes to open the handle, we see Alpha is also doing it on the other side. She opens it up. There's no one out there. Alpha opens the door, there's no one on the inside. So Lydia is in a different hut, and then Alpha turns around, and Negan slits her throat. I was like, yes, she's getting her fucking comic death. But as this whole scene was playing out, I knew she was getting her comic death. I figured this would be the death of Alpha in this episode, so I knew when this whole scene was playing out, I knew that Negan was going to be the one to kill Alpha. And I really like how they did it. She's dying, she's gasping for it. Negan comes in to kiss. They're showing that maybe he liked her a small bit, but not enough to not kill her. And then we don't see him chop off her head, but we see a bag and blood dripping out of the bag, and all of a sudden he throws the bag out, and or throws the head out of the bag. It's Alpha's alive body, well, walkered head, and it pans out. I was convinced it was Daryl, and all of a sudden it was Carol. And this is actually the first scene between Carol and Negan, so that was pretty cool to see the two of them together for the first time. And she's like, "It took you long enough," so that's confirming that it was Carol who actually left Negan out, which I was convinced it was Daryl. I was really sure Daryl was the one who let Negan out, but it was actually Carol who let Negan out. And now that Alpha is dead, I wonder how Carol's story is going to play out, knowing that the woman who killed her son is dead now. I'm really curious to see what is going to happen next for Carol. I wonder what's going to happen next for Negan, and I just wonder what's going to happen next for the entire story, especially when Beta figures out that Alpha's dead. So in episode 12 alone, we got two big character deaths. I would imagine one massive character death, and the other one, I think he's a death, but he's not really a massive one. I think Earl is one that is take him or leave it. Not didn't really care about his character in general. But Gamma, I was really interested to see where her character was going to go. So that was the death I was kind of disappointed by. Well, not disappointed by. I thought it was really interesting how she just died out of nowhere. But I was kind of hoping to see more of her character, which I love. The Walking Dead does that. Set up these characters that you'd love to see more of, but then they die. And Alpha is one that I was expecting, but it also shocked me to actually see Alpha's death. I think this is probably the best episode of the season. It's one of the best episodes they've done in so long. That's not saying they've done bad episodes, but I just think this episode was just incredible. How, like, the suspense, I was on the edge of my seat at so many points. I was like, oh my god. Loads of points in the movie, I was just losing it. And I'm really, really excited to see episode 13, because this is Michonne's final episode 13. So I actually also picked up, because it's her last episode, I picked up a Michonne Funko Pop. Didn't have it, so I had to pick up a Michonne just because it's her last episode. I've got to honor her last episode, so I picked up a Michonne Pop. But if you do want to see my thoughts on next week's episode, you got to click the subscribe button to come back next week and see it when I post that review. In summary, for this episode though, I actually loved it. I'm really excited to watch it again. I can't wait for the season 10 Blu-ray to come out and just sit down and watch the entirety of season 10, because so far I think it is incredible. It's one of the best seasons in so long. Season 9 was great. So far, I'm thinking maybe season 10 could be better, but season 9 had so much going for it. I don't really know if I can say that yet, but at the end of season 10, I will let you know if I think season 10 is better than season 9. But so far, season 10 is just being great. So as I said though, you will see my review episode 13. You gotta click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.